Now it's time for Guitar of the Week.
2009 Parker Dragonfly in Candy Tangerine. This is actually a burnt orange. If you guys don't know, Parker Guitars is out of business. They no longer exist. People think this guitar is carbon fiber or some kind of extruded finish, kind of like an Aristides or something like that. This guitar is a mahogany, one-piece mahogany body jointed to a one-piece mahogany neck. So this guitar is two pieces. It is perfectly balanced. If I hold the horn, you can see I can hold it and it won't fall. I always freak people out when I do this. Trust me, I sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Parkers over years, and I've owned a ton, and I feel pretty confident with what I'm doing with them. This one does have an interesting story because this is one of two guitars. So what is this guitar? Well, a couple differences. This is a Dragonfly. This is a model they made slowly towards the end at Parker. The idea was to be less crazy looking, right? If you guys know, the Parker ones had the upper horn, and they thought this was more conventional. I think their screw up was they really should have just said, screw it and make a guitar that looks more like a traditional guitar shape. They did, however, in my opinion, improve the headstock by adding this piece right here in the back. See this piece right here? How they did that? So now you could hang it. You know, you're gonna know you couldn't hang the Parker headstocks. Why is this guitar special? This guitar is actually special to me because an employee of mine, Warren, sold it to me recently. So I bought all his guitars in hopes that buying a bigger chunk of his collection, he got the money that he wanted at the time, and I got this guitar that I wanted. Probably has a value somewhere between, and this is what's crazy, $2,500 to $6,000. I mean, it's worth what somebody's gonna pay for it, but if you would have bought this 2 years ago, you would have paid $6,000. Now people probably expect to pay about $2,500. So the story on this guitar is kind of funny. So in 2009, we were dealing with the recession, if you call, and that's why this is an important story for now, because it was kind of like what's going on now. Same kind of market. Was soft, sales were slow, manufacturers were eager to sell things. I had a customer walk in my store, very professional gentleman, came in, he worked at, I believe, Intel, okay? It might have been Microchip, but either way, he was an engineer. And he came in and he says, I want a Parker. And of course, I was one of the few Parker dealers. I was the only Parker guitar dealer in the state of Arizona, but one of the very few ones on the West Coast, period. And he says, I want a Parker, but I want it blue flame top, but I don't want bursting on the sides. They don't currently have that in the catalog. Let me call Parker. So I called the Parker rep and I said, hey, I have a customer. He wants a Parker Fly, but he wants it flame maple top, blue, but he does not want any burst. He just wants to be solid color across. And they said, well, we can't do that because when we put a veneer, we can't bend the veneer to all these angles. So what we do is we cut the veneer shallow and then we spray a darker paint on the outside, and that's how we make it look like the whole top is maple top, but it's not. And I said, okay, well, then he's not interested. And they go, okay, well, hold on. Yeah, we'll do it. And I go, okay. He goes, but to do it, we got to do the entire guitar's got to be a solid 4-inch block because it's carved, right? So you see how they're carved? We're gonna have to do a 4-inch, one-piece block of AAA flame maple. What's that gonna cost? And he goes, well, normally custom shop, $10,000. So I'm like, oh, okay. For today, $200. $200 more than the normal price of a normal Parker. I said, they'll do it. And then I go, what other things would you do for $200? And he says, oh, anything you want. And I said, okay, can I get a Dragonfly? I go, with the new headstock. And I go, and can I get it in candy orange? And I can get another one in a lime gold that looked like this guitar behind me, this Gino. It was a $200 add-on. I ordered those for the store, and then I did 2 matching Mojo Flies in mahogany with the Dragonfly headstock. And then when they showed up, immediately after, we got a letter from Parker saying, please take down anything that says Dragonfly. They got a cease and desist. They had to change the name of this. They can't call it the Dragonfly anymore. Eric says, too ugly for you. It is not a beautiful looking instrument. What it is, though, is one of the best, engineered and crafted guitars on the planet Earth, which is why I believe Parker guitars could not sustain. This is a mahogany neck, mahogany body. I know I keep saying that. This is carbon fiber fretboard that is paper thin with stainless steel frets. It has 24 stainless steel frets that are glued on, so they're epoxied on. And then the nut is carbon fiber, but it's also connected to the piece of fretboard that is paper thin. And that's where the guitar gets a lot of stability. It has carbon fiber rods in the neck, but also because the fretboard is carbon fiber, it makes this really strong, which is why what's unique about Parkers, if you don't know, is that they are the thinnest at where the neck meets the body. Talk about a handshake. It's like holding the neck here feels like holding the neck here. Then it has their special bridge that has a transducer system. So it has a piezo system, which is acoustic. You can set the bridge to be full floating, forward only, or hardtail. Just a little turn of a dial right there. Turn of a dial right here. And then this turns the tension, so you can actually change the way the tremolo feels, how light or hard the tension is. So pretty cool. The entire back of the guitar is also a sheet of carbon fiber. Behind the neck, which is if you look at it in certain angles, you guys won't be able to. You can see the little carbon fiber weaving underneath this paint. To do this, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. I've been there and seen it. They literally pull the carbon fiber out of a freezer, walk-in freezer. They apply it to the guitar, and then after they glue it on, they put the guitar in a pizza oven and they cook it to make this guitar super hard and crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm playing through the DGT 15, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just the neck pickup, running the amp clean. Okay, and I'll play the neck. I'll play just a couple things for you. If you guys don't mind, I'll just tell you what I'm doing when I'm changing stuff up, just so you get a sense of the guitar. Now, what's cool is it also has the acoustic. This is the acoustic pickup, so this will be just the acoustic. I've always thought the acoustic on these were a little thin, but I'm not running it through an acoustic amp. I'm still running it through the DGT. Let's hear our overdrive pedals. An 87 LPD pedal and a little Atlantic delay through the amp. This guitar is actually heavier than my other Parker Fly. My other Parker, if you've ever seen it's white, that one's I think 4 pounds 2 ounces. This one is like 5 pounds 1 ounce, maybe 4 pounds. Like, oh no, what am I gonna do? No, it feels like air. See, you can hold like that. How crazy is that? I know you guys are like, oh no, he's gonna drop it, but I mean, literally, it's like holding a styrofoam guitar almost. When I saw what it takes to build a Parker guitar, and I saw them build one, I remember thinking this afterwards, not saying it to anyone, just mulling it in my head, thinking, they're going to go out of business. There's no way you can make a guitar like this. And then it wasn't long after that, they went out of business, probably about a year or two after I had that thought. And literally, when they went out of business, they said, we went out of business because we were making $10,000 guitars for $3,000. And I know a lot of people are like, when they go, oh, like we talked about earlier with Sir or with Fano, like, oh, it's ridiculous. $10,000, $3,000, it is ridiculous. But if you can watch a video on YouTube of them making Parkers. It's a really low res, not great quality video, but I highly recommend you watch it. If you watch it, there is no sane person, I think, or you're just totally uneducated about the guitar industry in every way, is the only way you could come to any conclusion other than what I came to with after watching them build a Parker, going, why it's the most insanely made instrument, electric guitar ever made in history. I just get excited when I see somebody doing something so different. Lou just said over-engineered. It is super over-engineered, Lou, to the point of insanity. I guess till the next time, know your gear.